In the next scene, we see someone training with a wooden sword. The person training turns out to be Sabbat. While Sabbat was training, Jerome looked at his bruised stomach in a mirror. The moment Jerome saw his stomach, he realized that it will take a while for him to heal. Jerome was annoyed to see the state of his body. He could not believe that a commoner had the guts to injure him. Sabbat told Jerome that he is overreacting. Jerome was annoyed to hear this. He told Sabbat that the ball felt like a stone. He told Sabbat to try to receive a ball from Helmut next time. Jerome was annoyed to see that the commoners in the department were acting up. He asked Sabbat if he is not going to do anything about it. Aaron told them that it is natural for Asuka to act up. He did not understand why Helmut was overstepping his boundary. He told his friends that the commoners are forgetting their place. Sabbat used a towel to dry his sweat and threw it on the ground. He asked his friends to stop being short-tempered. He told them to be nice to Helmut and Asuka the next time they see them. Aaron and Jerome were shocked to hear this. Sabbat picked up his sword and took a stance. He wanted to continue training. His friends yelled at him. They asked Sabbat if he is joking. They told Sabbat that they cannot get along with lowly commoners. Sabbat told the boys that they are stupid. The two boys were surprised to hear this. Sabbat told them that he never asked them to get along with the commoners. With an ominous energy surrounding him, Sabbat told his friends that they won't be seeing Helmut and Asuka very soon. He asked the boys to behave nice to them while they are still around. The two boys were shocked to hear this. Jerome asked Sabbat to tell him his plan. Sabbat smiled when he heard this. He told his friends that they will find out later. Immediately he said this, he took a stance and swung his sword. The scene shifts and we see Sion barge into Helmut's room. With a smile on his face, Sion told Helmut that he heard he got into trouble. Sion came to visit Helmut in order to find out why he got into trouble 2 days after he transferred into their academy. Contrary to Sion's expectation, Helmut had a bright smile on his face. He told Sion that it is unfortunate that he got into trouble. Sion was shocked to hear this. He did not understand why Helmut did not look sad. While Helmut was radiating positive vibes, Sion asked Aaliyah if something happened to Helmut. Aaliyah was annoyed to see Sion. She asked him to tell her why he came into the room. Sion rested his hand on Helmut's shoulder and told Aaliyah that she is acting mean to him. With a confident look on his face, Sion told Aaliyah that he came to see Helmut. He asked Aaliyah to stop making a fuss. Aaliyah told Sion that she never permitted him entry into the room. Sion reminded her that Helmut also owns the room. He told her that Helmut allowed him to visit. Sion decided to interrogate Aaliyah. He asked her to tell him why she accepted a roommate despite staying alone for a long time. He asked her if she chose Helmut because of his looks. Sion believed that Aaliyah did not have any other reason for having Helmut as a roommate. Aaliyah was annoyed to hear Sion's questions. She picked up her pillows and used it to attack the boys. She asked them to get out of the room. A pillow hit Helmut in the face. Sion was able to run out before anything could touch him. When they got outside, Sion told Helmut that Aaliyah is too antisocial. He told Helmut that he does not know what Aaliyah is thinking. He apologized to Helmut for getting him chased out of the room. When Sion looked at Helmut's face, he noticed that Helmut was still smiling brightly. Sion did not understand why Helmut still had the same expression. He asked Helmut to stop making such a face. He told Helmut that it does not suit him. As they walked in the hallway, Sion asked Helmut if something good happened to him. Helmut told Sion that he feels proud of himself. Helmut knew that he could not stop his bullies simply because he threw a ball really hard. Helmut was proud of the fact that he took care of the issue in an humane way and no one got badly hurt. Sion did not understand what Helmut was proud about. He warned Helmut to not turn into Asuka. Helmut told Sion that he does not plan to act senseless, especially since it will be embarrassing for Ethan. Sion was relieved to hear this. Helmut revealed to Sion that he does not plan to watch as he gets bullied. He told Sion that he will take care of the issue with his skills. He told him that he will make it clear to them through their sparring classes. Sion was surprised to hear this. He decided to change the topic. Sion asked Helmut if he is going out during the weekend. He asked Helmut to follow him downtown. Helmut told Sion that he is going to Ethan's mansion. He told him that he will eat and chat with Ethan. Sion was sad to hear this. He did not know what to do. While thinking, Sion gets an idea. With a bright smile on his face, Sion asked Helmut if he can follow him to Ethan's mansion. Helmut was surprised to hear this. He asked Sion about what he wants to do at Ethan's house. Sion was surprised to hear this. He told Helmut that it is natural for a friend to visit another friend's house. He told Helmut that smooth-sailing personal relationships are very important. He assured Helmut that Ethan would be happy if he brought a friend along. Helmut believed that Sion was making sense. He decided to think about it. After thinking for a while, Helmut accepted Sion's request. Sion was happy to hear this. As he walked away from Helmut, Sion told Helmut that he will check for him during the weekend. He asked Helmut to not leave without him. As Sion walked away, Helmut wondered if he made the right choice. At night, we are taken to a well-guarded building. A man wearing a coat which covered his face stepped into the building. The man who is the branch manager is greeted by his subordinate. The subordinate gave the branch manager the request letters which they received for the day. When the branch manager sat down, he began to look through the letters. Among the numerous letters which he had, the man noticed that a young master of the academy placed a request. The man was annoyed to see the request because it was written by a young master who is oblivious about the real world. The man told his subordinate that they must fulfill the request since they have received the money. The man took off his hoodie, and we see that the branch manager is Anton. Anton tells his subordinate that some people were extorting money by impersonating the Black Hawks. Anton believed that people must now see them as area riffraff. Anton was not happy with the fact that people were not taking them serious. Anton told his subordinate that he will review the requests. He told him that he will choose the important ones among them. He asked his subordinate to leave. The subordinate bowed his head and decided to leave. Before the man could leave, Anton stops him. Anton showed the man whose name is Chromo a letter. He asked the man if he recognizes the name on the letter. Chromo carefully looked at the paper. He told Anton that he does not recognize it at all. He asked Anton if anything is wrong. Anton felt something was off. He told Chromo to take care of the first request. He asked him to set aside the current request he is holding. He asked Chromo to do a background check on the name in the paper. He told Chromo to report to him once he gets any information. Chromo accepted Anton's order. When Chromo left his office, Anton stared at the name. He was certain that he recognized the name. The name which Anton was looking at was Helmut. Anton had a bad feeling about the name which he was looking at. Anton had forgotten that it was Helmut who killed most of his members. During the weekend at the academy, the students usually go downtown for outings. After most of the students are gone, the academy becomes incredibly quiet. While Helmut was waiting for Sion, he looked around the academy. He was surprised to see how quiet it was. While Helmut was looking around, Sion comes to meet him with a bag on his shoulder. Sion asked Helmut if he is not packing anything. Helmut told Sion that he is all right. Sion was shocked to hear this. He reminded Helmut that they will be gone for almost 2 days. Sion could not believe that Helmut would travel so lightly. Helmut was surprised to hear what Sion said. Helmut was used to traveling light because it increased his survival while he was in the forest of roots. Helmut realized that he still had the same habits as before. As they stepped into their carriage, Sion asked Helmut if Aaliyah is in the room. Helmut told him that she is. Sion told Helmut that he rarely sees Aaliyah outside. He told him that the only time he sees Aaliyah outside is when she is downtown of the city. Sion revealed to Helmut that Aaliyah has never visited her home before since she arrived at the academy. He told Helmut that even though his house is very far, he does his best to visit once every 3 months. Sion wondered if Aaliyah goes home during vacations. With a nervous smile on his face, Sion asked Helmut to not misunderstand him. He told Helmut that he has never stalked Aaliyah. He told him that he only knows some things about Aaliyah because Aaliyah is his rival. He told Helmut that chasing boys is not his hobby. Helmut did not know how to react to Sion's weird explanation. With a cold look in his eyes, Helmut asked Sion if he wants him to ask Aaliyah about his family. Sion immediately realized that he messed up. He asked Helmut to not do anything. The scene shifts and we are taken to a market in the city. In the market, we see Asuka eating meat from a stick. Asuka was happy to be out of the suffocating academy. As Asuka walked around the market, he wondered why the stupid nobles were testing him even though they could not fight him. Asuka did not understand why their pride was so important to them. Asuka wondered if there was something wrong with his method of doing things. Asuka quickly removed this thought from his head. He told himself that he would rather die than to bow his head to the nobles. While thinking, Asuka thought about Helmut. He did not understand Helmut's behavior. Asuka noticed that Helmut was good at groveling sometimes, and other times he would stand up to nobles. Asuka could not comprehend Helmut's behavior. He wondered if Helmut was simply good at enduring. Asuka no longer hated Helmut. He was proud of Helmut for making Jerome roll on the floor. Asuka was very amused when he saw Jerome choking on the floor. He believed that it will be better for him to give Helmut a chance. He told himself that he does not want to be friends with Helmut. He said that he simply wants to chat with Helmut. As Asuka walked forward, he noticed something odd. He stopped walking and turned back. Asuka felt that something was off. As Asuka continued walking, Several people began to watch him from different places. After walking for a while, the men who were watching him approached him in a corner as he ate his final meat. Asuka asked the men to tell him who sent them. As he looked around, Asuka realized that the men have blocked the surrounding. He immediately realized that the men led him to this place on purpose. Asuka told the men that he already knows who sent them. Asuka tried to grab his sword with his hand. Unfortunately for him, he left his sword at a forge for repair. Asuka told the men that they should not be meddling in children fights. He told them that he does not know the family they come from. He told them that their family must have a lot of time on their hands. The men ignored Asuka and brought out their weapons. Asuka was surprised to see that the men brought their weapons. He became nervous. Asuka looked in front of him and waved to Instructor Allen. The men were surprised to see this. They quickly turned back to see if there was an instructor behind them. With his body radiating a blue energy, Asuka closed the gap between himself and the men. The men noticed that Asuka was not waving to anyone. They quickly turned around. When the men turned around, they saw Asuka in front of them. Asuka used the stick which he used to hold his meat to stab one of the men in his shoulder. When the man's comrades saw this, he tried to use his sword to cut Asuka. Unfortunately for him, Asuka pushed himself up by using the body of the man he stabbed. The moment Asuka landed on the ground, he began to run. The men were shocked to see how fast Asuka was. They quickly put themselves together and chased after him. While Asuka was running, he saw something in front of him. Asuka quickly stopped moving. When Asuka looked in front of him, he saw more men coming out of different corners. Asuka realized that it will not be easy to escape. He decided to fight them. At Ethan's mansion, the maid served Helmut and Sion multiple dishes. Ethan thanked Sion for joining them. He asked Sion if he is enjoying the food. Sion placed his hand on his chest. With a polite look on his face, Sion praised Ethan's food. He told Ethan that the dishes were excellent. He told Ethan that his mansion is as beautiful as he expected. Ethan was quite pleased to hear this. He asked Sion to stop being formal. He told him to simply call him instructor. Helmut did not understand what was happening. He had never seen Sion behave so politely. Ethan was happy to see that Helmut brought a normal friend home. He always assumed that Helmut was antisocial. Ethan was quite pleased with Helmut. Helmut could not understand why humans change their attitude so easily. He decided to ask Sion later. Sion decided to annoy Helmut. He asked Helmut if he wants to visit the downtown part of the city. Helmut declined Sion's offer. He told Sion that he has to train. Before Helmut could say anything else, Ethan cuts in. He told Sion that Helmut would love to see the city. Ethan asked Sion to show Helmut all parts of the city. After Helmut and Sion left Ethan's mansion, Helmut wondered if he made the right choice by allowing Sion to follow him. Helmut told himself that Darien would want him to do such things as a student. Sion looked at Helmut and asked him if he is going through a tough time. Sion believed that Helmut must hate leaving such a nice mansion in order to stay at the school's crappy hostel. He told Helmut that he is amazing for living with such a temperamental roommate. Helmut revealed to Sion that Aaliyah does not bother him. Sion was annoyed to hear this. He summoned Rattan. He told Helmut that Aaliyah has been harassing him to her heart's content. He revealed to Helmut that Aaliyah wakes him up at the crack of dawn in order to do her research. He told Helmut that Aaliyah has made him summon more spirits than he has ever summoned. Helmut told Sion that he has gotten better at summoning spirits thanks to his constant training. Sion cried when he heard this. He thanked Helmut for his acknowledgement. Sion believed that Aaliyah listens to Helmut. He asked Helmut to help him talk to Aaliyah. Immediately Sion made this request. Someone appeared next to him. The person turns out to be Asuka. Asuka was heavily injured and tired. Sion noticed that someone was next to him. He screamed and moved close to Helmut. Although it was dark, Helmut immediately recognized Asuka. Asuka was happy to see Helmut. He asked Helmut to give him a hand. Immediately Asuka said this. The men who were chasing him came out of the shadows. Sion was shocked to see the mysterious men. He asked Asuka for their identities. Helmut noticed something about the men. Helmut saw the pin which the men used to hold their coats. Helmut realized that the men belonged to the Black Hawk. Asuka was annoyed to see that the men ambushed him when he did not have his sword. Sion was shocked to hear that someone assaulted an academy student in the middle of Baden. He told Asuka that he has made too much enemies. As the men moved closer to them, Helmut stepped forward. He drew his sword and told the men that he has a question for them. Guys, we have come to the end of our video. If you guys want part 20 of this video, let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button for more recaps. See you guys later.